Welcome to this in-depth case study on the Israel-Palestine conflict, an enduring and complex issue. It's a focal point in global geopolitics that has spanned decades. In our journey today, we'll explore its historical background, key players, and the root causes. We'll navigate the timeline of major conflicts, attempts at peace, and the recent events that have shaped its current state. We'll also touch upon the humanitarian consequences it has wrought. Let's delve into its historical context and the reasons behind it. The roots of this conflict go back to the early 20th century. It was during this period when the stage was being set for a century-long dispute. In 1917, Britain, through the Balfour Declaration, expressed its support for the establishment of a Jewish homeland in Palestine. Fast forward to 1947, the United Nations, in an attempt to solve the Jewish refugee crisis following the Second World War, proposed a partition plan. This plan aimed to carve out separate Jewish and Arab states from the British Mandate of Palestine. However, the following year, in 1948, the foundation stone of the enduring conflict was laid down. Israel was declared an independent state. This monumental event led to the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians from their homes, a historical event known to Palestinians as the Nakba, or the catastrophe. The establishment of Israel and the resulting displacement of the Palestinians was not just an isolated event. Rather, it set the stage for a protracted conflict that has continued to shape the geopolitics of the Middle East to this day. To understand the Israel-Palestine conflict, it's crucial to recognize the key players involved. First, we have Israel, a nation established in 1948, whose primary goal is to ensure the safety and security of its citizens. Then, we have Palestine, composed of the West Bank and Gaza Strip, where the overarching aspiration is to regain lost territories and establish a sovereign state. In this tapestry of conflict, other influential groups come into play. Hamas, a Palestinian political organization, holds sway over the Gaza Strip and adopts a more militant approach. Conversely, Fatah, another Palestinian political party, controls the West Bank and leans towards negotiation and diplomacy. There are, of course, numerous other players, including regional and international powers, whose perspectives and interests add layers to the complexities of the conflict. Palestinians, on the other hand, aspire to establish their own state and regain their lost territories. The Israel-Palestine conflict has multiple root causes. At the heart of the conflict, territorial disputes over land and resources have been prevalent. The creation of Israel in 1948 led to significant displacement of Palestinians, which remains a contentious issue to this day. Security concerns are also intricately woven into the fabric of this conflict. Israel's focus on safeguarding its citizens often culminates in severe restrictions on Palestinians, fueling resentment and further tensions. Moreover, disputes over essential resources like water have played a significant role. With both sides relying heavily on the same water sources, this has become a critical point of contention. Lastly, the struggle for national identity and self-determination has been a powerful driving force. Palestinians yearn for recognition, while Israelis seek to preserve their nation's sovereignty. These factors, along with religious and cultural differences, have further deepened the divide, making the conflict a multifaceted and complex issue to resolve. Throughout its history, this conflict has seen several major conflicts, each one a new chapter in this ongoing narrative. Let's start with the Six-Day War in 1967. It was a brief but intense conflict that saw Israel capture territories from Egypt, Syria, and Jordan, including the West Bank and Gaza Strip. This war led to a significant shift in the geographical and political landscape of the region. Fast forward to 1987, the First Intifada erupted. It was a largely civilian uprising against Israeli occupation, marked by strikes, boycotts, and protests. It highlighted the deep-seated tension and resentment among Palestinians. 13 years later, in the year 2000, the Second Intifada broke out. This was a violent period of intensified Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which led to a high number of casualties on both sides. These conflicts have left lasting scars on both sides, shaping the trajectory of the Israel-Palestine conflict and the lives of those affected by it. Various attempts have been made to find a peaceful solution. One of the first major initiatives was the Oslo Accords in 1993. This agreement marked a significant breakthrough, with Israel recognizing the Palestine Liberation Organization as the representative of the Palestinian people, and the Palestinians recognizing Israel's right to exist. Yet the Oslo Accords fell short of achieving a comprehensive peace. In 2000, the Camp David Accords were held with high hopes of reaching a final settlement. Although the talks brought both sides closer than ever before, they ended without an agreement, leading to a resurgence of violence. 7 years later, the Annapolis Conference aimed to revive the peace process. Despite the optimistic start, the conference did not result in a significant breakthrough. Unfortunately, these attempts were unable to bring lasting peace. Each initiative encountered numerous obstacles, including political instability, lack of trust, and unresolved core issues. The quest for a peaceful resolution to the Israel-Palestine conflict continues to this day. In recent years, events have further complicated the situation. One key event was the Gaza war in 2014. This 7-week conflict between Israel and Hamas led to a devastating loss of life and infrastructure in the Gaza Strip, further exacerbating tensions in the region. The war ended inconclusively, leaving unresolved issues that continue to fuel the conflict to this day. Another defining moment was the United States' decision to move its embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem in 2018. This move was highly contentious. For many, it symbolized the American recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital, a matter of intense dispute in the Israel-Palestine conflict. This act has been met with widespread international criticism and has sparked protests and violence, particularly in Gaza. These developments have added layers of complexity to the already intricate conflict, making the path to peace even more challenging and elusive. The Israel-Palestine conflict has had severe humanitarian consequences. It's a harsh reality that the most vulnerable often bear the brunt of conflict. In this case, countless lives have been tragically lost over the decades. Many families have been left shattered and communities disrupted due to the constant state of unrest. Moreover, the conflict has resulted in the displacement of a large number of people. Imagine the trauma of being uprooted from your home, from everything familiar, and being forced into a life of uncertainty. This is the grim reality for many Palestinians and Israelis who've been displaced due to this enduring conflict. But amidst the gloom, there's a glimmer of hope. International organizations have been at the forefront, providing much-needed humanitarian aid to those affected. They've been working tirelessly, delivering food, medical aid, and essential services to mitigate the hardships faced by these communities. Their efforts serve as a lifeline for many in these trying times. International organizations have been working tirelessly to provide humanitarian aid to those affected. To conclude, the Israel-Palestine conflict remains unresolved. This is a complex issue, steeped in historical, political, and cultural intricacies that defy easy solutions. However, there are potential resolutions that have been proposed and continue to be debated. One such solution is the two-state option, which proposes the establishment of an independent Palestinian state alongside Israel. This solution aims to satisfy both parties' national aspirations while ensuring their security and economic viability. It's a delicate balance to strike, and the path to achieving it is fraught with challenges. Alternatively, there's the one-state solution, which suggests a single binational state encompassing both Israelis and Palestinians. This solution seeks to address the conflict by eliminating the division between the two groups, yet it raises questions about how to maintain a fair and equal society within such a state. Both solutions have their merits and drawbacks, and neither guarantees an end to the conflict. Yet, they represent potential pathways toward a peaceful resolution. In the end, the key to understanding and perhaps even resolving this conflict lies in education. The more we learn about its complexities, the better equipped we are to contribute to meaningful conversations and actions. We encourage you to educate yourself further on this issue and support organizations working toward peace in the region. We hope this case study has provided you with a deeper understanding of the Israel-Palestine conflict. If you found this information valuable, feel free to give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Subscribing to our channel will give you access to more in-depth analyses on global issues. Don't hesitate to express your thoughts, questions, or insights in the comment section. Your input can help enrich our collective learning. Leave leave your comments below, and let's keep the conversation going.